North Carolina remains the only state in the country without a new comprehensive budget.
But now Republican leaders in the House and Senate say they've reached a deal that will allow them to pass a budget. Morning reporter Aaron Burnett is live in studio this morning to break down the negotiations between state lawmakers.
Aaron, we know two big sticking points have been taxes and pay raises for state employees. What agreement did they reach on?
On taxes specifically, the income tax in North Carolina is currently 3.99%. That's down from 4.25% last year. And the state Senate wanted to continue to cut taxes more aggressively in this new budget, while the House wanted to pause cuts entirely to focus on funding higher raises for state employees. Their compromise is gradually decreasing the tax rate until it hits 2.99% in 2033. But it's important to note that this deal does not change any plans to the already agreed upon cuts to the corporate income tax rate, which is at 2% right now, but is set to hit 0% in 2030. Now, lawmakers also agreed to add two anti-tax amendments to the ballot in November. State Senator Phil Berger says he's optimistic that this deal will stick.
This is a starting point. There's still a lot that will need to be decided and discussed between the two chambers, but this agreement sets out a good framework for us to move forward. The talks that the Speaker and I have had have been extremely productive, and I'm hopeful that as we begin the full budget conference process, we'll be able to move quickly.
Lawmakers also reached an agreement on pay bumps for state employees. House Speaker Destin Hall and Senate Leader Phil Berger are proposing a raise of at least 3% for all state employees and an average 8% raise for teachers. Raises were also suggested for law enforcement officers, including more than 20% for SBI and ALE officers, 17% for state highway patrol officers, and 15.4% for corrections officers. Something to note, there's still no timetable on when the full chambers of the House and Senate will be voting on this budget. In the studio, I'm Aaron Burnett, WXAI 12 News.
Aaron, thank you. Time on the clock, 5:34. Here's a look at the other top stories we are following this morning. A judge has increased the bond for a former Greensboro teacher charged with child sexual misconduct to $27 million. Richard Upright is now facing 20 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. District leaders say Upright worked at Vandalia Christian School. He's accused of using AI to create child sexual abuse materials of his students. He was initially charged with 10 counts back in February before an additional 10 charges were added Monday. Let's go to Winston-Salem, where a third person is facing charges following a massive fight in downtown Winston-Salem. 24-year-old Micah Jones turned himself into police last Friday. He's facing several charges, including felony assault with a deadly weapon on a government official. This is in connection to the several fights inside the Wrong Number bar on 4th Street 1 week ago that spilled out of the bar and into the street. Police had to use pepper spray to disperse the crowd of hundreds of people. And North Carolina Attorney General Jeff Jackson is set to provide an update about a lawsuit against Holly Christina Photography this afternoon. The company is accused of defrauding more than 200 couples of $750,000. Jackson plans to speak at 1 p.m. outside of the North Carolina Department of Justice in Raleigh. He filed the lawsuit against Holly Christina Photography back in February, claiming the company misled and defrauded couples and their families.
Also in today's top stories, President Donald Trump is due to arrive in China later this morning.
He is set to kick off important meetings with President Xi Jinping. Our Washington correspondent Rachel Hersheimer joining us now.
So Rachel, what does President Donald Trump plan to accomplish in Beijing?
President Trump will likely discuss trade and international relations with the Chinese president. Now, this trip was postponed back in March due to the ongoing war with Iran. I would not expect this trip to play too much into the 11-week war. Beijing has signaled it wants the conflict to end, but doesn't want to get in the middle. Now, recently, President Trump has been saying that he's trying to strike deals with China to buy more American food and aircraft. That's expected to be part of the discussions. And rare earth minerals, technology, and fentanyl ingredients that come from China will likely be up for debate. The White House invited more than a dozen CEOs and top executives to join the U.S. delegation, and this just underscores how much weight trade will actually play into these upcoming meetings. In Washington, Rachel Hersheimer, WXAI 12 News.